want to turn to our Faces of Faith segment this morning. And Danny Wuerffel, that name probably sounds familiar to you for a lot of reasons. He's a Heisman Trophy winner, former NFL quarterback, achieved a lot of great things, of course, out there on the field as an athlete. But now he's executive director of Desire Street Ministries, achieving even greater things through his Christian faith. Faith is being tested right now because he's being diagnosed with a disorder known as Guillain-Barré syndrome. And he is here in studio with me now. Good to have you here, Florida Gator, Arkansas Razorback. It's a little difficult at times, but no, really, thank you for being here. Explain exactly what this syndrome is and how you found out you had a problem.
Well, what it is you get some sort of thing happening in your body, and then your immune system gets mixed messages, and instead of fighting that, which for me was a stomach bug, it actually starts attacking your nervous system. So you start feeling symptoms of paralysis, and your legs stopped working, and arms started to get weak and numb, and just a real kind of scary and difficult thing.
Now that would be tough for anybody, but for a guy who's competed at the levels you've competed on and been an athlete all your life, even though you've been out of the game, I assume you're still active and stayed in shape. What's it like to have something that makes you weak and not able to do what you're used to doing?
I mean, that's been the biggest struggle, I think, is you're so used to pushing through whatever the challenge is, you know, whether it's getting through more playtime with your kids or running through Florida State or Arkansas's defense. You make a way, and the hard thing is to not be able to turn that gear on and do it, and in fact to so often not be able to do any of the things that you want to do, and early on especially to be helpless. I mean, that's a real tough thing to have to face.
Does that test your faith, or does that make your faith even stronger when something like this comes up? I read something that you had wrote, and you talked about your son, I believe, being impatient when you started praying. You're like, what's taking so long? And then you kind of had the same thing, like, Lord, what's taking so long for me to get through this?
Yeah, well, you certainly, in America, I mean, we want everything to be right. We want to be healthy, wealthy, happy, no pain. You know, and in fact, one of the great verses that we love as Christians is, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. But the strange thing is that verse is at the end of a passage that actually where he's saying, I can be content in good or bad times, you know, plenty and want. And I think the challenge to accept the tough things, the painful things, is something we try to avoid, but I'm convinced that that's the doorway to deeper life, to deeper intimacy with the Lord. And so it's been tough. I don't want to minimize that, but it's also been one of the best things that's ever happened to me.
And you say that, and in part because this forced you, frankly, to sit down for a second. You can't be out and so busy and so caught up. This gave you a chance to sit down and reflect.
Yeah, I think we get so caught up in a pace, and it's just everywhere around us. We all do it. The stream's going so fast, you don't know how fast you're going. And I thought for sure I was doing fine, and balanced, and boundaries, and all these things. And being forced to sit down, slow down, and look back, it's really helped me realize how much energy I was burning in so many places that maybe weren't the most important. So, you know, it's a tough thing to be ill, but if it can help you kind of reprioritize and get focused and re-energized on the most important things, what a blessing.
Last thing here, tell me about your ministry work. I assume, and I shouldn't assume maybe, but as a star high school athlete, college athlete, did you see this as your life, the ministry work that you are doing now?
I didn't. It was my time in New Orleans when I got to see just some really tough things that I wasn't really had been exposed to, and things that shouldn't be, especially in our country. And so I got involved in Desire Street, and Hurricane Katrina has forced us and given us the opportunity to work in several neighborhoods. And so what we do is we come alongside grassroots leaders that live in their communities, and we empower them so that they can be the ones that make the change. So our vision is to develop 12 thriving and sustainable urban ministries in the next 5 years.
All right, and what are the doctors telling you as far as your prognosis moving forward? What are they telling you?
The doctor I saw is a 7-year-old Korean, and he said, "You're the football player." I said, "Yeah." He said, "No football for you for a while." I said, "No, I'm done." He goes, "Oh, this is good." Really, I should have full recovery with my reflexes. It's just a matter of time with energy. Fatigue could be 6 months, another year, hard to say, but whatever it is, I trust that the Lord is good and He'll take me through it.
Congratulations, really, on the work you're doing. I have been a fan. I've admired you, even though you played for Florida. Still, always admired of how you handled yourself out there on the field. But good talking to you. Good luck with the ministry and really with your health down the road. Sounds like you're going to be okay. Thanks so much. And if you'd like to read more about Danny Wuerffel's story, you can go to our Belief blog, cnn.com/belief. You can also share your thoughts there as well.